सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा.
Welcome everyone. Thank you, Hariji. And the first event, I want to ask the kids who are chanting Guru Padaka Stotram to come in the front and chant. Please. Okay, you want to sit here or you want to stand? You decide. Oh, no, you can still sit.
Hello, can you hear me? Hari Om, everyone. We are from the Hindu Temple Youth Group, and today we will be chanting Guru Padaka Stotram, and which is composed by Sri Adi Shankara. Guru Padaka Stotram glorifies the sandals of the Guru and the presence of Gurus in one life. The hymn talks about how a seeker's life transforms within the presence of the Guru. Guru Padaka Stotram was composed by Sri Adi Shankara during his first meeting with his Guru, Sri Govinda Bhagavat Pada. Sri Adi Shankara was traveling across ancient Indian kingdoms in search of his Guru. When he was walking around the banks of river Narmada, he saw the Padakas in front of the cave of his Guru, Sri Govind Bhagavat Pada. When Sri Adi Shankaracharya saw the Paduka, he instantly recognized them as his Gurus. He was filled with abundant joy. Having found the master he had been searching for, he was thrilled. Tears welled out of his eye, and his heart jumped with joy. He composed Guru Padaka Stotram, honoring the Paduka of his Guru, Sri Govinda Bhagavat Pada.
Samsara Samudratara Naukaditavyam Guru Bhakti Tavyam Vairagya Samrajata Pujanabhyam Namo Namaha Shri Guru Padukavyam Kavitavara Srini Sakarabhyam Daurvagyadavam Buddhamalikavyam Durikritanam Laprivatvatalavam Namo Namaha Shri Guru Padukavyam Tayayo Shri Katitam Samiyuhu Kadachitapya Shudaridravaraha Mokashavachasprititam Jitavyam Namo Namaha Shri Guru Padukavyam Nali Kanika Sakapavitavyam Nana Vibhoma Namarjana Isatatit-pradavyam Namo Namaha Shri Guru Padukavyam Namali Moli Brajaratna Kanti Sarit Viraja Jashakanyakavyam Nupavradhavyam Nataloka Pante Namo Namaha Shri Guru Padukavyam Papantagara Kavanambaravyam Tapatrayashti भावप्रदपूजनाभ्यां नमो नमः श्रीगुरुपादुकाभ्यां कामादिसर्पव्रजगारुडाभ्यां विवेकवैराग्यनिधिप्रदाभ्यां बोधप्रदाभ्यां धृतमोक्षताभ्यां नमो नमः श्रीगुरुपादुकाभ्यां नमो नमः श्रीगुरुपादुकाभ्यां नमो नमः श्रीगुरुपादुकाभ्याम् ॐ इति श्रीगुरुपादुकास्तोत्रं सम्पूर्णम्।
Thank you very much. Can we give them one more big round of applause for the services? Thank you.
All the students, you have certificates and also prasadam, so please stay for a few minutes. So we'll witness all the chanting.
Aditya is here? Yeah, come forward. You're doing Garuda Garuda, right? Can you explain for one or two lines what it means, what you're chanting?
Hi, my name is Adi Shankara. I'm going to be singing Garuda Gamanatava, very popular song written by Jagadguru Bharati Tirtha Swami. Alright. Garuda Gamanatava Charana Kamalamiha Manasi Lasatu Mama Nityam. Garuda Gamanatava Charana Kamalamiha Manasi Lasatu Mama Nityam. तीर्थं पाहि भारती तीर्थं मम पापमपाकुरु देव मम पापमपाकुरु देव गरुडगमन तव चरणकमलमिह मनसि लसतु मम नित्यं गरुडगमन तव चरणकमलमिह मनसि लसतु मम नित्यं मनसि लसतु मम नित्यं मम पापमपाकुरु देव मम पापमपाकुरु देव.
Thank you, Aditya. Thank you very much. So let's move on to the next program. This is by the adults. And kids, please don't go away anywhere. I got your ladoos for you. At least for that you'll stay. I got your certificates for you. Okay? So Nirvana Shatkam and Total Shatkam by Harigaru, Anand Garu, Krishna Ramana Lermota, Dilip Das Garu, and Shri Sitaraman. And anybody who wants to join can please join them. Daniel, you want to join? Please join. Don't feel shy. If you want to join.
Namaste everyone. We will be chanting Nirvana Shatkam. Nirvana Shatkam is a composition by Adi Shankara, also known as Atma Shatkam. Is a Prakarana Grantha consisting of 6 verses. Prakarana has been defined in the Vishnu Dharmottara Purana as a text which explains some particular aspects of Shastra and deals with certain secondary questions arising out of the explanations given. The instruction emphatically conveyed by the 6 verses of Nirvana Shatkam is that identification with the body, mind and senses is the root cause of all sorrow, and that it should be given up, and one should realize one's real nature as none other than the Supreme Brahman. This realization is what is known as liberation. One by one, Adi Shankara negates all the usual identifications that we have and repeatedly insists Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham.
Name
न पापं न सौख्यं न दुःखं न मन्त्रो न तीर्थं न वेदा न यज्ञः अहं भोजनं नैव भोजं न भोक्ता चिदानन्दरूप शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं न मृत्युर्न शङ्का न मे जातिभेदः पिता नैव मे नैव माता न जन्मः न बन्धुर्न मित्रं गुरुर्नैव शिष्यः चिदानन्दरूप शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम् अहं निर्विकल्पो निराकाररूपो विभुत्वाच्च सर्वत्र सर्वेन्द्रियाणां न चासङ्गतं नैव मुक्तिर्न मेयः चिदानन्दरूप शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूप शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूप शिवोऽहं 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 शिवोऽहम्
Thank you. Next, I don't have to introduce him. His name is Anant Bala. So he had been very popular with the temple, inside the temple and outside the temple. And he is going to chant from the verses of Shankaracharya and is going to explain us about Shankaracharya to you. You have the mic?
Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. I really don't need a mic. I am thankful to Varun, who is going to chant. Come, you also come. Arvind, you also come. Yeah. Thank you for coming on time. Every kids are very busy over the weekends. We need to understand that their schedules are tougher than ours. So we have to accommodate. So they say the greatest prayer composed for Adi Shankara is Todakashtakam. So here what we are going to do, these two beautiful children are going to render Todakashtakam, verse by verse. There are only 8 verses. While they recite one verse, I will give its meaning in English, written by my father in his book on Adi Shankara. And then we will get down to experiencing more of the divinity of Jagadguru Bhagavad-pada Adi Shankara today. I have 20 minutes. I will 100% try to keep myself within the time. Feel free to stop me if I'm going over time because I don't want to get into others' time. Go for it. After every verse, pause. From Vidita. Go for it.
विदिताखिल शास्त्र सुधा जलते महितोपनिषत् कथिता नदिते हृदये कलये विमलं चरणं भव शङ्कर देशिक
O Shankaracharya, you are the ocean of nectar of all knowledge and the repository of the substance, meaning of great Upanishads. I meditate in my heart on your pure, sinless feet. May you be my refuge and savior.
Haruna Varunalaya Palaya Mam Bhavasagara Dukya Vidunarudam Rachaya Kila Darshanatatvamidam Bhavashankara Deshika Me Sharanam.
O compassion, ocean of compassion, save me who is stricken with the sorrow of sea of samsara, and grant me the knowledge of the essence of all the revealed knowledge, Vedas and the philosophies therein. O Shankara, be my teacher and my savior.
Bhavata janata suhita bhavita nijabodha vicharana charumate kaleshwara jiva vivekavidam bhavashankara deshika me sharanam.
O Shankara Desika, you are the harbinger of the welfare of the people, bringing them enlightenment through the wise counsel and introspection. I bow down to you, who art the knower of truth about Ishvara and Jivatma. You are my refuge.
Bhavaye bhavani time nitaram samajayata chetasi kautukita mamavaraya moha mahajaladim bhavashankara deshika me sharanam.
I have with great joy in my heart understood that you, Lord Bhava, Shiva himself, save me from the ocean of illusion, Maya. O Shankara Desika, be my savior.
Sukrute dikrute bahuva bhavato bhavita samadarshana lalasata aditi mahimam paripalaya mam aditi mahimam paripalaya mam bhavashankara deshika me sharanam.
When meritorious and good deeds, punya, increase and accumulate, it would be possible to get from you the great feeling of viewing everyone and everything with samabhavana. O Shankara Desika, protect me who am afflicted with great sorrow. You are my refuge.
Jagati mavidum kalita kritayo vicharanti mahamahasachalata ahimam shruvivata vipasi guru bhavashankara deshika me sharanam.
Effulgent Mahatmas who have manifested in this world to protect it and go about without revealing their greatness, hiding themselves as it were. However, before me here you shine in all glory like the sun. O Shankaracharya, you are my refuge and my savior.
Guru Pungava Pungava Ketanate Samatamayatam Nahikopi Sudhi Sharanagata Vatsalatatvamide Bhavashankara Deshika Me Sharanam.
O greatest among teachers, among gurus, O great one, the symbol of Lord Shiva, there is none among the learned and the great intellectuals to equal thee in greatness. O repository of true knowledge, you who shower love on those who seek refuge in thee. O Shankara Desika, be my savior. The last.
Viditanamaya vikshataika kala nacha kinchana kanchana masti guru trutameva videhi kripam sahaja bhavashankara deshika me sharanam bhavashankara deshika me sharanam Jaladesikame Sharanam.
O my Guru, I am not very learned or knowledgeable in any discipline, art or science, nor have I any wealth of any kind. Therefore, shower on me your characteristic innate compassion. O Shankaracharya, you are my only refuge and savior. Let's give these children a beautiful Thank you. The idea today is not to really dwell on the great works of Adi Shankara. I think the opportunity we have here, especially since there are so many children, and thank you, you all did so well at the very start. The Hindu Temple Youth Wing is doing a yeoman service to really encourage young minds to learn our sacred mantras, shlokas. So thank you for all the gurus for them, and definitely giving these kind of opportunities is great. So today, let's give all of them a round of applause. Thank you so much. So what I'm going to encourage the gurus and the sishyas today is, I will expose you to some more compositions, some more creations of Lord Adi Shankara, which I'm sure next year some of you will volunteer to come up and chant. We cannot chant all his works. It needs the whole time of our lifetime. What he accomplished in 32 years, we cannot accomplish even Janma Janma, right? So we will try to learn whatever little we can and ensure that we are making progress in that manner. I want to start by referring to, at the very tender age, I believe of 7 or 8, he created a very compassionate prayer called the Kanakadhara Stotra. We all, when we do our Upanayanam, in good old days, after that we have to go and say Bhavati Bhikshan Dehi and take Bhiksha for our taking care as a brahmacharya. He once went in part of his journey, Bhavati Bhikshan Dehi, as a brahmacharya, and he came across an old woman who had nothing to offer him other than a fruit, amala fruit. He was moved by her devotion to surrender even that one single fruit she had. He there and then composed the Kanakadhara Stotra. M.S. Subbalakshmi Amma has rendered it so beautifully. All of you, if you can learn it, if you can chant it, if not every day, every Friday, Goddess Lakshmi will visit everybody. Angam Hare Ulagabhushanam Ashnayanti Bringangane Vamukula Bharanam Tamadam Angikrita Kila Vibhuti Abhangalila Mangalyadastu Mama Mangala Devataya Mutta Mughal Vidadati Vadane Murare Prematrapa Pranihitani Gada Gadani Maladishur Madhukariva Mahutpaleya Sami Sriyam Vishatu Sagara Sambhavaya. I appeal to the children and the gurus, when you chant, chant from your heart. Chant it with your complete surrender. The beauty, the devotion, the divinity that comes out is entirely different. I also want to share some anecdote in the process, so that when we visit some of the famous temples in India, these are some unknown secrets that you will be able to appreciate better. We all know Adi Shankara, born to Shivaguru and Aryamba. He prayed in Vrishchala, also known as Tri Shivapuram. Shivapur, which is what is today called Trishur, in the famous Vadakkanathan temple, Lord of the North. In Malayalam, Vadakku is north. Vadakkanathan is Lord of the North, right? Interesting thing about the Shiva temple there, from the time the temple has been for centuries together, the only offering there is ghee. And it is never removed from the Shiva Lingam. It is amassed itself, like as if when you visit there, you feel it is like you're facing Lord Shiva in Himalayas. Even today, the Naivedyam or the prasadam that is given to you is only that nei or ghee. Right? Very interesting. And it's supposed to have a lot of medicinal value. So that's something for you to take home from that aspect of the place where they prayed for Adi Shankara to take manifestation as an avatar. I think the other important element to take note of is where all his compositions, all his divine creations happened, all are in amazing places. Many of you would have visited Tiruchendur, Subramanya Swami Kovil, very famous, right? He went there, came Subramanya Bhujanga. Sada Bala Rupa Vignatri Mahadanti Vatravi Panchasya Manya Vidhindrati Mrikhya Ganesha Vidhame Vidattam Shriyam Kavi Kalyana Murti. 33 beautiful verses. I can go on, but time will run out. So I'm only going to give a glimpse so that all of you are encouraged to look upon this and learn them. And you should have each day sessions only chanting Subramanya Bhujanga, only chanting Saundara Lahari, only chanting Shivananda Lahari, only chanting Bhajagovindam, only chanting Kanakadhara Stotra. That is the power. So, again, beautiful meaning. Sadabala Rupapi Vignatri. Though he always sports the appearance of a child, he can crumble the mountains of obstacles. Though he is elephant-faced, he is honored even by his five-faced father Shiva. And Lord Brahma, Indra and other devas seek him to fulfill their aspirations. He is known as Ganesha, the older brother of Subramanya, and he is endowed with the boundless glory. May he bless me with prosperity. So even before Subramanya, he first does namaskaram to Ganesha. And then he goes on. Najanami padhyam, najanami gadhyam, najanami shabdham, najanami chartham, chideka shakhyasya hrididhya dhyote me mukhani sarante girisha vichitram. I know not the signs of musical sounds. I know not the meanings of complex tests either. I know not the nature of shlokas made of the 4 types of padas, nor do I know the intricacies of Gadhyam style, but in my heart shine an effluent light and with 6 luminous phases, and because of that, from my mouth, amazing phrases with musical tone and meaning pour out in extempore. Other thing to take home, each one of these, in our compositions, there is something called as meter, to which all our compositions are composed. Totakashtaka is Totaka meter. Subramanya Bhujangam is Bhujangam meter. Right? So each one of this meter is kind of the beats or the way in which the syllables are recited, and that's what it brings out. Okay? By the way, whenever you visit the Tiruchendur Subramanya Swami temple, what do you get as prasadam? Vibhuti only. And that vibhuti also is given in punnagai leaf of high medicinal value. So there are a lot of science and ancient elements incorporated in our culture, in our religion, in our faith. We need to appreciate all that and take that forward. Here is a great Balaji temple, Tirupati Devasthana. Who cannot remember the Adi Shankara was so moved. This is again another thing we all need to, I was not aware of this, but these are interesting elements to note. When Guru Adi Shankara visited Tirupati, he saw the beauty of Venkateshwara and was simply inspired, and he composed the powerful hymns called Vishnu Padadi Keshanta Mantra Stotra. And he was so attracted by Lord Venkateshwara, he said, here is a temple, Janam, people should come and visit and pray. So they had, these kind of avatar Purushas had yantric powers. He installed a yantra called Jana Akarshana Yantra. If you go to Tirupati, ask them, where is this Jana Akarshana Yantra? It is there. That is considered to be one of the interesting elements in Tirupati. He visited Chidambaram. It is here that he, again, through his yogic powers, installed the Panchakshara Yantra. He composed Annapurnakshara, Annapurna Stotra, 13 stanzas. Nityanandakari Varabhayakari Saundarya Ratnakari Nirbhula Kila Bhura Pavanakari Pratyakshamakeshwari Praleyachala Vamsapavanakari Kashipura Bhishwari Bhiksham Dehi Krupavalambanakari Mata Annapurneshwari. I don't want to go through all the 13 stanzas, but I will just chant the last 3 stanzas. Annapurne Sadapurne Shankara Pranavallabe Jnanavairadhya Siddhyartham Bhikshan Dehi Cha Parvati Mata Cha Parvati Devi Pita Devo Maheshwaraha Bandhava Shiva Bhaktascha Swadeshu Bhuvanatrayam Sarvamangalamangallye Shive Sarvarthasadike Sharanye Triyambike Gauri Narayani Namostute. This slogam we all chant in our daily prayer. It is from this. Again, Kanakadhara Stotram, if you can chant every Friday. If one day in a week you can chant Annapurna Stotram, you will never ever be bereft of food and good food to take care of your health. Right? So I can go on and on. I'm very respectful of the time, so I am not going to dwell into too much of stories, except maybe a couple more of aspects I want to highlight here. He visited Badrinath. So here is Adi Shankara in 32 years, from up north, Badrinath, Kedarnath, right down to, Rameshwaram in south. On the east, right from Puri, to the west, right up to Somanath and Dwaraka. He's covered the transcend entire. Each places he has visited, he has done something which is memorable and removed and remembered. When he visited Badrinath, there again he created Shiva Keshadi Padanta Stotram, and that is again a very powerful hymn in praise of Lord Shiva after getting the idol installed there. He went to Sri Shailam, Mallikarjuna. Why it is even, the temple is called there, why Shiva temple is called Mallikarjuna temple also has a story. That's for another day. He composed Shivananda Lahari, 100 stanzas. Kalabhyam Chudalangrita Shashikalabhyam Nithatapaphalabhyam Bhakteshu Pragadita Kalabhyam Bhavatu me Shivabhyam Hasto Gatra Bhuvana Shivabhyam Hridipunarbhavabhyam आनन्दस्फुरधनुर्भवाभ्यां नतिरियं गलन्ति शम्भो त्वच्चरित शरित किल्बिषरजो दलन्ति दीकुल्या सरणिषु पतन्ति विजयताम्. Not go more because of time. दिशन्ति संसार भ्रमण परितापो उपवशमनं वसन्ति मच्छेदो हृदभुवि शिवानन्दलहरी. Soundar Lahari, another beautiful treatise in which Anandalahari Bhavani Stutum Tvam Prabhavati Chadurphinna Vadanaihi Prajanam Ishana Gunavadha Panchaviladhi Nashadhissenani Sadavirali Mukhairabhipadi Tadanyepam Kesham Kathaya Kathamasmin Avasaraha. This is also said in conclusion that Lord Shiva, he had the fortune of going and directly having blessings of Lord Shiva. He gave him 5 spatical lingas. Where did those 5 spatical lingas get installed? In Kedarnath temple, you will find it as the Mukti Linga. In Pashupatinath temple in Nepal, you will find it as the Varalinga. You will find in Chidambaram, he placed it as the Moksha Linga. And in Sringeri, in the Sringeri Sharada Pitham, he placed the 4th Bhogalinga, and the 5th in Kanchi Matham, okay, it was placed as the Yoga Linga. As we all know, the 4 Mathams that Adi Shankara established, we all know about that. Kanchi Matham, why and how it has got its prominence. It has a story behind it for another day, but bottom line is that it is a place where not only was this very 5th Spatika Lingam, the Yoga Lingam installed, but also Sri Chakra also was installed. So, he also composed, which I am not going to chant due to passage of time, but another time, Dvadasa Jyotirlinga Stotra, where he summarized, there is a Laghu version and there is an expanded version of it. It will be interesting if you can learn that Dvadasa Jyotirlinga Stotra. So with that, I will take your leave by chanting a small prayer. Shruti Smriti Puranam Alayam Karunadayam Namami Bhagavad Pada Shankaram Loka Shankaram. I bow at the feet of the Lord in the form of Sri Shankaracharya, who is the blessing for humanity, who is the shrine for the Shruti, Smriti and Purana, and who is the abode of compassion. Swami Sharan.
Thank you, Paramantaramuji. Thank you very much. Most of you want to know that he is my guru. I take his classes every Sunday. Maybe I go not regularly, but I am on his class. I also want to, Raghavanji, give me 2 minutes. I'm sorry, I need 3 minutes more. So, Dr. Shobha Dixitji, you are here? Yeah, so can you chant Guru Vandana, please? Yeah, your wish. So you can take the mic. So she's going to chant Guru Vandana.
Guru Stotra.
अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। सर्वश्रुतिशिरोरत्न विराजितपदाम्बुजः वेदान्ताम्बुजसूर्यो यस्तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। स्थावरं जङ्गमं व्याप्तं यत्किञ्चित् सचराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। चिन्मयं व्यापि यत्सर्वं त्रैलोक्यं सचराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। चैतन्यः शाश्वतः शान्तो व्योमातीतो निरञ्जनः बिन्दुनादकलातीतः तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। ज्ञानशक्तिसमारूढः तत्त्वमाला विभूषितः बुद्धिमुक्तिप्रदाता च तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। अनेकजन्म सम्प्राप्त कर्मबन्धविदाहिने आत्मज्ञानप्रदानेन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। शोषणं भवसिन्धोश्च ज्ञापनं सारसम्पदः गुरोः पादोदकं संयत् तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। न गुरोरधिकं तत्त्वं न गुरोरधिकं तपः तत्त्वज्ञानात् परं नास्ति तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। मन्नाथः श्रीजगन्नाथः मद्गुरुः श्रीजगद्गुरुः मदात्मा सर्वभूतात्मा तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव विद्याद्रविणं त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव
I just wanted to give our salutations to all the gurus. Raghunji, so next is Raghunji. Yeah. So and the next 20 minutes, Raghunji will be talking about Ramanujacharya and followed by Madhvacharya and Aram Soldiers.
Unfortunately, it's a do that problem.
Once again, request all the children to stay back. After this, I'll be handing over the certificates for the children, and also we'll be handing over the letters. Thank you.
सर्वेभ्यो नमो नमः। हरि ओम। ज्ञानानन्दमयं देवं निर्मलस्फटिकाकृतिम् आधारं सर्वविद्यानां हयग्रीवमुपास्महे। क्या क्या लिया?
I think I got closer to that.
कहीं कुछ करेगा? सिनेर का पर? अखिल भुवन जन्मस्तेम अंगातिनीले विनत विविध भूतव्रात रक्षैकदीक्षे श्रुति शिरसि विदीप्ते ब्रह्मणि श्रीनिवासे भवतु मम परस्मिन् शेमुषि भक्तिरूपा. This is the opening verse of Sri Bhashyam of Ramanujacharya, and it's we'll talk about today's sort of a thrilling experience for all of us to be able to have this blessing of three great masters of the luminaries of our time. We heard from Sri Shankaracharya, we're going to look at Ramanujacharya and Madhvacharya, who sort of the three pillars of Vedanta. Okay, that is, we can't have one without the other. So what is the remarkable feature? The highlight of Advaita Vedanta is the unity. Okay, that is the hallmark of Advaita Vedanta: unity, oneness, togetherness. The highlight of the Advaita Vedanta is the beauty of diversity. the whole world is beautiful with all its splendor and diversity. The hallmark of Vishnadvaita Vedanta is the coherence, the synthesis, the consistency of all thoughts. So Ramanuja emphasizes this, right? We cannot cherry pick Veda Shruti or Veda Shrutis. Just have all Shrutis are important. And this whole idea, Ramanuja's thesis was integration of all the Upanishads and Vedas into a coherent, logically sound and consistent sort of Vedanta. That's what we want. That's the hallmark of the three. So all three pillars are important. We have many schools in Sanatana Dharma, but these three schools really form the foundation of our thought. So, okay, with that, let me just, again, I won't take too much time because I want to give you some synopsis of what Ramanuja did and what, in his, throughout his life. So, as you can see, Ramanuja was born in Sri Perumbudur. How many of you know Sri Perumbudur? Yeah. You know, I mean, it became famous not because of Ramanujacharya, but because of the tragedy that happened with Rajiv Gandhi at that time. So anyway, but nonetheless, Sri Perumbudur Kanchasapur was born, and he lived for 120 years. I mean, imagine back in those days, the mortality rate was what, 40s or 50s, and for a person to live 120 years, full 2 cycles, just remarkable. I don't know what he's eating, but certainly I'll get to know what he's eating for his appetite. So, and then during this 120 years, he was well traveled, as was Shankara as well. So from north to south, in fact, in Kashmir, he had to go and learn the Bodhayana Vritti. Okay, so it's at the time, so it's a was travel at the time. And just like anybody else, we have great reverence for our acharyas, and also we have to remind ourselves, okay, much of the things that we know about acharyas are highly romantic, the romanticization of the things and so on, but they're also real people. There are lots of conflicts in their lives, okay, just, I mean, it's hard to go through all of them, it's very difficult, but one of the things that Ramanuja has to face was social justice. So he had to fight in social justice at that time was very prevalent. And he was a harsh critic of Manusmriti, by the way. So he did not spare Manusmriti at all in many of these things. And also the social justice adventure cost him his marriage, by the way. And I don't know many of you know in Sri Krishna Sampradayam, to become Acharya, celibacy is not a requirement. As a matter of fact, you have to go through Grahasthasram and everything else and become sannyasi later on. Anyway, so it's our, as unlike in Shaivish Sampradayam, where celibacy is required and brahmachari have to become sannyasis at the time, whereas in Sampradayam is a little different. But anyway, so it's social justice cost is marriage. And the other thing that following up on Shankaracharya's Tirupati Devasthanam, 300 years after post-Shankara, the Tirupati was actually falling apart. So Ramanuja is the one who sort of revived the Tirupati temple because it's just falling apart at the time. So then he also established the rules of the conduct at that time. So that's one of the highlights. Anyway, but without going much into, so these are Ramanuja is not alone in the lineage of the start. The lineage preceded by many of these great acharyas and two great successors. So Swamiganta Deshika and Lokacharya, the two represent two other southern schools of Vaishnavism. Again, without going into too much detail, there is a subtle difference between I belong to the Vedanta Deshika school of the northern school, and the principal difference there is that for us, for the northern school, Deshika school, Tayar and Perumal are the same. There's only one entity, and we see maternal compassion aspects and paternal justice aspect all in one divine being. That's so we do not separate Tayar from Perumal. Whereas for the Lokacharya southern school, Tayar is actually Mukta Jivatma. That's that. So there's two differences. And the other difference is, very importantly, there is in Vadagara Sampradayam, the soul has to make the effort to reach the moksha. You have to take the effort, okay? Then the divine will follow and help you out in the process. Whereas in southern school, no one just stood there And no matter what you do, doesn't matter. Only the Lord will take you through, and that's the essential. But again, that's sort of small differences. And during this time, Ramanuja composed about 9 granthas. It's of course the most the principle is the Brahma Sutra Bhashyam, Sri Bhashyam. Okay, so that's his magnum opus. And then of course there are other things, Gita Bhashyam, and so on. So essentially this is the life of Ramanuja. Okay, so this with that, let me then introduce. Let me give you some highlights of the stuff with the Vedanta. Okay, and then we'll do Madhvacharya. So, Vishuddha Vedanta requires several things. Number one, everything you see is real. Okay, it's not illusion, not Maya, as Shankara would say. This is real. Okay, we describe illusion in a different way actually. So everything. So what you see, say my blue shirt is a blue shirt. That's it. There's no such thing as something beyond this blue shirt. That's exactly what. So the reality. Second thing, Brahman and Jiva are not the same entities. Okay, the analogy that we use is look at the structure of atom. Okay, you have electrons flowing around the nucleus and attracted to each other. So so this one organic unity is what we start by the Vedanta. Yes, they're not completely separate, but they're not identical either. So they are unified, one unit. That's what we start by the Vedanta's thesis is. Other things that is Jiva essentially indistinguishable. That is, stripped all of our body and everything else. You can't distinguish them. They say they're same. Okay, that's another feature. And the central thesis of Vishuddha that is, no Shrutis can be just discarded. You can't just cherry pick this, cherry pick that, all those things. Everyone is important, and we have to explain consistently all the Shrutis of Upanishads and Veda. By the way, Ramanuja did not comment on Upanishads per se, but he sort of integrated all these commentaries within the Sri Bhashyam itself. There's no separate commentary as Shankara did with this Upanishads. He did not compose that. And all metaphysical theories has to conform to common logic and common sense. If you come and tell me that Earth is flat, all right, how am I supposed to believe you when you said, well, Brahman exists, all right? So if you cannot consistently, logically explain things, your credibility of explaining the transcendental phenomenon, it goes out of the window. Okay, so to establish credibility on your thesis, you have to have a logical foundation. So that's the essential of Vishuddha Vedanta. Okay, with that, let me now switch gear to another Mahan, which is Madhvacharya, who came about 50 years later than Ramanuja. So Sri Guru, you may have to sort of add in things that, because I'm not expert in Madhvacharya philosophy at all, or Madhvacharya Sampradayam. I know the philosophy, but not to a level that I should, that I can profess know, and I would like to seek help of experts in the audience as well. So Madhva was born in 1198 in Udupi in Karnataka. Okay, that's just and he also lived quite a healthy life, 77 years. Which is very, very good, considering again all the kinds of things that they can imagine happening in the Middle Ages. And then again, he also comes from lineage. Again, I apologize, I do not know the Madhva lineages. I mean, I'm hoping that others would sort of fill in that gap for me, the Madhva lineage. And of course, Madhva wrote 37 works. And one of the interesting things that I just came to know recently is that he wrote actually a commentary on Rig Veda. Okay, just that's something which is something news to me as well. So on Rig Veda, of course, Brahma Sutram, Advaita Vedanta, Brahma Sutram as well. And of course, there are Anuvakyam. Okay, but the Anuvakyam is interesting because it reminds me of Alavantar's Atma-Siddhi. So it means Alavantar sort of Yamacharya wrote the whole Atma-Siddhi about the soul, and it's adopted by Ramanuja later on. Anuvakyan seems to be reminiscent of that works that he did. And of course, the Nyaya Suddham, he did also Nyaya. So these are fundamentally the works of Madhvacharya. And then the Dvaita Vedanta, there is some remarkable. Can please, Guru, correct me if I'm stray away, but it's okay. So Advaita Vedanta, okay. Again, like the shirt Vedanta, the universe is real. Okay, I have a blue shirt. There's a blue shirt. That's it. Okay, there's nothing that is illusory about it. Okay, so we can that's and interestingly enough, the departure from Vishtadvaita Vedanta is that it's Brahman and Jiva and Prati all separate entities. Okay, they're just like Brahman's over there, and they just go there and seek it and so on and so forth. They're not united in the way that Vishtadvaita Vedanta, the atomic model, unites them. And Jivatma are distinguishable now as well as in Moksham as well. That is, if a Jivatma of an elephant, okay, when it goes to Moksham, it will be like an elephant. So the gross structure that we used to happens exactly in the Mukti state as well. So, but the major difference in the Dvaita Vedanta that is reminiscent of many of the philosophies that we know of, especially in the Judeo-Christian theology, is the there is the thesis that some souls may not be able to reach mukti. That is forever samsaris. So Nitya Samsari thesis is the one that is hallmarked, at least I would say, one of the important principles of Dvaita Vedanta. Okay? So Nitya Samsari. Now, in the case of Dvaita Vedanta, Madhva says, okay, look, we have tons of Veda Srutis. Veda means the tons of Veda Srutis in the Upanishads and Vedas and so on and so forth, but very, very few Veda Srutis. Okay? Therefore, his claim is Veda Srutis has to prevail. Okay? That's so for him, Veda Srutis are very few anyway, it's not that important. So we have to focus on Veda Srutis. Raman says, no. I mean, you can't cherry pick. I mean, even though Madhav won the contest in terms of numbers, but he said, no, all Srutis are important, we have to reconcile both of them together. So that is hallmark of Madhva Vedanta. Okay, with that, I will now request Sri Guru to be able to chant on Madhva.
Thank you, Raghavan. That was wonderful. I learned a lot from what you started. I'm going to render. Please give me only 6 to 8 minutes. Hopefully, we'll be done. This is actually composed by Madhvacharya, Dvadasha Sostram. So, believe that Dvadasha Sostram was composed by Madhvacharya when he was doing the Stapana of Krishna at Udupi. So, the one I'm going to sing or chant is the 8th Sostram. I mean, there were 12 of them, Dvadasha Sostram. I'll be doing the 8th. If you have visited any of the Madhva temple, like Raghavendra Swami's temple or Udupi Mutt, this is normally sung or chanted during Naivedyam. So, before I do this, I want to offer. I want to offer my apologies. I want to ask Sri Madhvacharya, Krishna, and all of you to forgive me if I'm not doing this right, because I just learned it a week ago. All self-taught, using YouTube video, which is wonderfully rendered. I mean, if you're interested in the link, I'll send you the link. It's wonderfully rendered by what's his name? Vidyabhushana. So with that, one thing also I want to say that is you're not able to pick? That's fine. So one thing I want to say is that there are again 12 verses or 12 shlokas in this. Each one of them has 2 lines repeated at the end of each one of them. So if you are able to, I would encourage you to join me in those 2 lines if you are able to. Thank you. Vandita Sheshavantyorvrindarakam Chandana Charchito Dharapinam Sakam Indira Chanchala Pangani Rajitam Mandarodhari Vrittodbhuja Bhoginam Prinayamo Vasudevam Devata Mandala Kandamandanam Prinayamo Vasudevam Srishti Samhara Leela Vilasatatam Puttapangunya Sangyagolasinam Dushtanishesa Samhara Karmodyatam Rishtapushti Shishta Prajasram Shriyam Vinayamo Vasudevam Devata Mandala Kandamandanam Vinayamo Vasudevam Unnata Pratita Shesha Samsadhakam Sannata Laukika Nandada Sripadam Binna Karmashraya Pranisam Prerakam Tannakim Neti Vatsumi Mamsitam Prinayamo Vasudevam Devata Mandala Kandamandanam Prinayamo Vasudevam Vipramukhai sada vedavadhonmukhai Supratapaikshiti Sheshwarai Charchitam Apratarkyorasan Vidgunam Nirmalam Saprakashajanarandaru Pamparam Prinayamo Vasudevam Devatanandana Kandamandalam Prinayamo Vasudevam Atyayo yasya kenapina kvapihi Pratyayo yadguneshu utamanam tvaraha Satyasankalpaye kovarenyo vashi Matyanunai sada vedavadodita Prinayamo Vasudevam Devata Mandala Kandamandanam Prinayamo Vasudevam Pashyatam Dukka Santana Nirmulanam Drishyatam Mityajesharchitam Nashyatam Duragam Sarvadapyatmagam Vashyatam Swachaya Sajjaneshwagatam Prinayamo Vasudevam Devata Mandala Kandamandanam Prinayamo Vasudevam. I think I'll stop here. There are 6 more slokas, but you get the gist of it. And one tidbit from Madhvacharya is it's believed that Madhvacharya just disappeared. There was nobody knows of his death, and he just disappeared.
Thank you very much. Now I request all the children, the 14 of them, to come onto the stage, please. All the 14. Please come onto the stage.
We should teach you. Very nice.
Sorry guys, I have to keep you waiting. Yeah. The person who for chanting will be here.
The children.
Children.
I can.
I'll give it to you.
Yeah.
So, first of all, come, they'll take a picture.
Arigaru. Like this.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Big applause. Shivani.
Their teacher is here, Vijay. Can you come on stage, Vijay?
Sani.
So you take the rest of the certificates. Yeah.
Rati. Netra? Krish? I don't know the name. Rishikesh? Devika? Arya? Okay. Abhijit? Okay. That's it. I think I missed you that. Thank you. Thank you very much. So, thank you. And remember one thing, I'm always there for you, not for this. In future, if you want to do something, please contact me. Dr. Shobhaji, Dikshitji, please let's conclude with the aarti.
Please have a seat, everyone. Please have a seat. And the bar is done.
जय भगवन् जय शङ्कर विद्याकल्पतरो निर्मथितश्रुतिसागर जय जय भुवनगुरो जय देव जय भगवन् जय शङ्कर विद्याकल्पतरो निर्मथितश्रुतिसागर जय जय भुवनगुरो जय देव धर्मस्थापन हेतो लीलातनुधारिन् लोकानुग्रह हेतो ब्रह्मणि सन्न्यासिन् कल्युद्भवनानाविध पाखण्डध्वंसिन् अद्वैतामृतवृष्ट्या जडजीवोद्धारिन् जय देव जय भगवन् जय शङ्कर विद्याकल्पतरो निर्मथित निर्मथितश्रुतिसागर जय जय भुवन गुरो जय देव जय देव श्रुतिशिरसस्तत्त्वानामेकस्त्वं वेत्ता परपक्षाणां परिविवविदितस्त्वं भेत्ता संशीतेर्युक्तिबलादेकस्त्वं चेत्ता त्वद्भाषामृतपृष्ठः को नु जनः हेत्ता जय देव जय भगवन् जय शङ्कर विद्याकल्पतरो निर्मथितश्रुतिसागर जय जय भुवन गुरो जय देव शारदयापि नुतं त्वां स्तोतुमनङ्कोऽहम् मर्षय मे त्वसमञ्जसमक्षरसन्दोहम् स्पर्शमणे स्वर्णीकुरु मां मलिनं लोहम् स्थित्वा मे हृद्यविषं वारय मम मोहम् जय देव जय भगवन् जय शङ्कर विद्याकल्पतरो निर्मथितश्रुतिसागर जय जय भुवन गुरो जय देव त्वच्चरितानुध्यानादाचारे शुद्धिं त्वद्भाष्यश्रवणादव्यपनघानिह बुद्धिं विन्देहं मत्त्वन्मार्गशरणां पुण्यर्थिं देहि गुरो करुणाघननिःश्रेयससिद्धिं जय देव जय भगवन् जय शङ्कर विद्याकल्पतरो निर्मथितश्रुतिसागर जय जय भुवन गुरो जय देव निर्मथितश्रुतिसागर जय जय भुवन गुरो जय देव जय देव
Thank you, Adi Dikshitji. With this, we'll conclude today's program, and thanks for everybody. And my special apology to Raghavanji for delaying his speech, Shankaranji and Hariji for supporting, and all the participants for making this event a great success. Once again, thank you very much.